Well, good evening, everyone. Michael, soothing here. I'm kind of tired tonight, so I don't want to do anything too creative. I just want to relax and fall asleep, just like you. And the way I do that is by reading the Wall Street Journal. That paper will put anyone to sleep in a hurry, don't you think? I need a sip. I wanted to show you some of the treats. I know I've done some of this already, but Joanne brought me many kinds of pasalubong, and I didn't show you all of it yet, from the Philippines. And I'm going to try one in each of my next 3 videos, so I haven't opened the packages yet. I'm not showing you all of them, just a couple before we start. We've got this, did you hear my stomach growl just now? We have this peanut bar stuff, and there's Oriental writing on it. I don't know what it means, but I'm going to try it. One of these, I think, tonight. Or should I try, this is the one that looks the yummiest to me, Chocomallows. What do you think? These look like those big Nabisco kind that you get, except these are not Nabisco. They're made by Fibisco. See? Fibisco. I think that stands for, the FI stands for Filipino, and then Bisco. So instead of North America Bisco, NA Bisco, Nabisco, it's Filipino Bisco, Fibisco. Do you think that's a logical theory? I haven't researched it, but since I have some Filipino viewers, maybe somebody knows, or will look it up on the internet and tell me. Anyway, these look so yummy. And there's not that much calorie, about 80 calories in one of these things, because they're very small, unlike those big giant ones we have here that are, moon pie size. Last but not least, we have Sweet Delights Classic Polvoron. I don't know if I'm pronouncing it right. And this is kind of some kind of Philippine shortbread cookie. See, it's right under it's in the small print. Sweet Delights. I think Filipinos can be sweet. Oh, try all flavors. There's several different flavors. Which one is this? This is the classic. So it's the base flavor. But they have coffee, crumble, cashew, peanut, pinnipig, whatever that is, and cookies and cream. See? Shows you all the different flavors on the back. I think I'm going to have that a different time because I just can't resist one of these chocolate mellows. We'll eat that, and then we'll talk about the Wall Street Journal. See if there's anything interesting in here. I get these papers all the time. Every time we go to, this was when we were at the motel still. I picked up a couple of these, and look, there's charts and graphs. Government bond yields. What those charts and graphs mean is interest rates going up, maybe putting the stock market in danger. I don't know. it's killed gold for a while. I know that. But let's not talk about finance. Instead, let's open one of these and then see what else is in the journal. I'll peel it. Am I going to have to use my teeth? Apparently not. At least not till I start munching. That's when it's more appropriate, don't you think? Am I opening the right side of this thing? I don't know. I hope I don't squish them. Okay. I think I've got it open on one end. Although I mangled it pretty badly, as you can see. It's kind of mangled up. Oh look, they're each wrapped in their own little foil pack, so they don't get stale in there or gooey with each other. They don't start sticking to each other. I see why it's only 80 calories. It's nice and small. And since it's late at night right now, I can't eat much sugar or calories before bed, so it's almost midnight. So this will be more snack than I'll have to do some weightlifting or something afterwards. Let's check it out though. I'll eat one little bite as we progress, and then reading the Wall Street Journal will probably burn calories for me, at a high rate and stress me out. No, it's going to relax me actually. I like the purple color of the writing on it. Yeah. Is it upside down? There we go. Now you can see it. It says, I don't know what it says because it's all crinkled up. Chocomallows. That's what it says. Chocomallows. I don't get treats like this these days. So this is an incredible treat. See, it's got a cookie on the bottom, marshmallow filling, and a nice chocolate coating, which is not waxy. It tastes good. So that's a nice treat from the Philippines. I will eat another bite in a while. Meanwhile, YGE builds more factories overseas. I don't know if I'm going to like any of the stories. Oh, this one's good. Iraqi leaders declare ISIS close to defeat in Mosul. All right, I'll go for that. If ISIS is defeated anywhere, Mosul or otherwise, then that's a good thing. It says in Baghdad and Washington, leaders in Baghdad and Washington said Islamic State is on the cusp of defeat and close to being driven out of Iraq. Okay, but where will they go next? I don't know. Top of 2017's pecking order for fending off ticks. It's kind of disgusting. Chelsea got a tick on her last summer when we were hiking down by the ocean, the tall seagrass. She was really freaked out because it had latched on already on the side of her, and I had to pull it off. Not very fun for her. Americans backed by Little Science flock to avian barnyard heroes. I guess they're going to use the chickens to get rid of all the ticks. Why does it say there's not much science behind it? A professional chicken enthusiast is convinced that her 10 barnyard hens, including Truffle, a chocolate Orpington that resembles a giant Hershey kiss, eats every bug in sight. So they peck their way through grass and mulch, looking for anything that moves. So does that mean they get the ticks? I guess so. That's one way to limit the tick population. Get a yard full of chickens. I don't think that would work out in nature, though, because it would take quite a few million of them to cover all the territory where all the trails and everything are. So maybe that's not going to work. What do we have on the back page? Not too much in world news that I want to talk about. Oh wait, here's an article about the Philippines. Joanne will be interested in this. Duterte gets an unwelcome opponent. Duterte is the sort of like strongman leader of the Philippines at the moment, who's not complying with the normal laws. It says, resilience of Muslim insurgents stands in the way of President Duterte's hopes for Mindanao. Mindanao is the most southern of the big island regions in the Philippines. You can see there on this little map, Mindanao is the bottom part of the Philippines there. And that's where the Muslims are wreaking havoc in the Philippines. They're also doing it in Indonesia and Malaysia and some other southeast as well as southwest Asian countries. Also in Australia and some places. Is there anywhere in the world, in fact, that Islamic radicals are not wreaking havoc? I think maybe in the Arctic Circle there might be a place. Anyway, what does it say? He pledged to bring peace to Mindanao, Duterte did, when he was elected in 2016. He was raised on the southern island of Mindanao, but a year later, his goal of reconciling with the island's militant and separatist groups, those are code words for radical Islamists, okay? The media likes to call them separatist or militant so that you don't notice that it has something to do with Islam, okay? Anyway, I keep telling you I don't want to get political, and then let me find something else to read so that I can relax you. Texting is poor for many tasks, including job interviews. Were they texting during their job interview? Oh, excuse me, Mr. Boss Man who's interviewing me. I have an important text coming from my girlfriend right now. Hold on for a few minutes, would you please? Hold that question you had for me. Okay. Have you ever seen the YouTube videos of people who are walking, staring at their phone, running into poles or falling off the curb? I saw a really funny one where a guy accidentally stepped on a snake and had attacked. He had so little idea what he was doing that he stepped on a live snake. It was caught on a security cam, and boy did he start jumping when that snake reared up and tried to attack. I think the guy jumped about 8 feet in the air. How long is 3 years? How long is 3 Well, it depends on what you're doing. If you're on vacation, then 3 years lasts for about, you know, 4 to 5 minutes. But, like if you were on an extended 3 year vacation. But if you were in the dentist chair for 3 years, that would last about 16 millennium. So 3 years, it's all dependent. The length is dependent on what you're doing. What's the article about? The Supreme Court teaches CalPERS how to count. That's the California unionized public employee. And apparently, the Supreme Court had to rule on something. Let's see what it says. The 5-4 decision, California Public Employees versus ANZ Securities. CalPERS was supposed to proceed with a 2011 complaint over securities fraud, but they waited longer than the 3 years. Oh, I see. Like many government agencies, they decided that definitions don't mean anything. Words and definitions don't mean anything if you're in the government. So the 3 year statute of limitations to bring the complaint doesn't apply to them, and they should get 5 years, okay? But the Supreme Court said, no, 3 years in the law actually means 3 years. Sorry, government bureaucrats, you don't get to change the definition of everything that exists, like time. Even though time can be elastic. Oh, what's this? A Snickers a day keeps the doctor away. Wow. I better investigate this quick and see if there's any truth to it. What's it say? It's become a running joke among my friends. The Coke and Snickers cure. You can scoff, but this combination of cola and candy has relieved many of my worst migraines over the years. Morning doses have rescued workdays that otherwise would have been wasted convalescing. Afternoon treatments have salvaged weekend evenings out. So of course the news that CVS Health wishes to conceal these miraculous curatives from their customers is rattling me. Why would a drugstore discourage its customers from consuming some of its most effective drugs? Coke and Snickers are at the core of my personal pharmacopoeia. Do you think that would cure diabetes too? Maybe I should try having 10 or 20 per day and find out. Or maybe not. Okay. I like the idea, but I don't think it'll happen for me. What else do we have here? Who counts as a family member under the Immigration and Nationality Act? Immediate relatives are children, spouse, and parents of a U.S. citizen. Family-sponsored immigrants. Okay. Session pledges to fight hate crimes. Have you ever been the victim of a hate crime? There seem to be so many these days. You can be a victim for almost any reason. That is an interesting painting. The unknown Gauguin. Am I pronouncing that right? Oh, I think it's Gauguin. Paul Gauguin's Mahana no Atua. Day of God, 1894, he painted it. Day of God, it looks like some native Polynesian folks relaxing or doing something. I'm going to have to look at this painting a lot more carefully to see if I can understand it. I think they are doing some kind of worship. The Shadows of French Colonialism, of 19th century cultural appropriations. When I start reading about art, for some reason I get bored and quickly. Here's another one of his paintings. It's called Vision of the Sermon, Jacob Wrestling with the Angels. I'm trying to see Jacob there. I don't think that's how it really happened in real life, but I don't think he was in the air doing it. But anyway, theater review, Texas towns and hospital rooms, The Traveling Lady. You know, this is a review of some kind of play or something. The lighting's not so good. I gotta fix that next time. Sorry about that, folks. But we are supposed to be going to sleep, not reading with really good lighting. Ooh. Here is a continuation of the article on ticks and the lady holding the chicken. They show the size compared to a quarter. It's not very soothing. I'll only show you for a second. They're just a glance. Instead, I'll show you the lady holding the chicken. Hey, lady holding. Wait, let's get her in view. There we go. I don't know if I got her in view or not, because I can't see what you were seeing. Charges deal a blow to Vatican finance overhaul. Are you ever in the kind of mood where every article is boring you to death, so you don't want to really dig deeper into them? 5 found guilty in killing of Putin critic. Oh, how is that possible? Okay, I want to find something in this paper that has nothing to do with politics. U.S. may run out of cash in October. That seems too political to me. The government could run out of cash to pay its bills unless Congress raises the federal borrowing limit. See, they don't mean the country might run out of revenue to pay for all their spending in October and be short by about 2.5 months. What they mean is the government may have borrowed more than the $1.5 trillion they're allowed to borrow because they're running us so deeply into debt so fast that we each owe a couple $100,000 now in national debt. Each and every one of us, rich or poor. Who's going to pay all that back? Now, if you think that the potholes on your street are bad and ought to get repaired sooner, let me show you a pothole in St. Louis that might be worse. than the ones you've been dealing with. The car is fallen into the pothole, so that's a pretty bad one, I think. Might need to be fixed sometime soon. Let's hope so. A St. Louis police officer looks over a hole on 6th Street that swallowed a Toyota Camry between Olive and Locust Streets. It wasn't immediately clear what happened as the car owner was at the gym. Imagine coming back from your exercise workout and finding your car upside down in a large hole in the street. I guess that would be better than finding yourself in the car upside down when it's in a large hole in the street. So the owner has something to be thankful for, which I do also because I have this miniature mallow pie, which is called a Chocomallow. And yes, I'm going to stop with just one, since it has only 80 calories and just 3 grams of fat. I will work it off with some weightlift exercises before sleeping. I just took a walk, and yeah, I got, in the last few days, I've had days where I did 15,000 steps, so that's enough to burn off all the calories. I'm going to eat the last bite of this. Don't be jealous. You all are eating better than me most of the time. When a treat like this is gone, I wad the tinfoil up into a little ball, and I fire it at a trash can in the kitchen and try to hit with the first shot. I can't show you right now because I'm relaxing on the couch and the trash can is not in sight. But I promise to report back accurately whether it hit its mark. And for those of you who are saying, what happened to your mustache? Why is it gone? I agree with you. I'm missing it, so I'm going to grow it back. Even Joanne says, oh, Michael, I think you should grow it back. So that's what I'll do. All right, everybody. We didn't have much exciting to read today, so far as I can tell. But is there anything we missed? Oh. Central banks and the new abnormal. Did you ever see, there's the headline. Did you ever see the movie Young Frankenstein? The sidekick with the humpback, Marty Feldman, goes to the place where the brains are to get one for Frankenstein. And he brings it back, and they put it in, Frankenstein. But he's malfunctioning pretty badly, and kind of out of control. And so young Frankenstein says to him, who's the actor that played, he's in Willy Wonka and all those films, so great, fantastic comedic actor. Anyway, he says, what was the title on the brain that you got? And that they're all labeled. And he said, oh, I got the one that said Abby. I got the Abby brain. And he says, Abby what? And he says, Abby normal. Abby normal. So he got the Abby normal brain, and that's what they put in Frankenstein. I can only get away with that because it's so late in the evening, right? I don't think I need to read any more of the Wall Street Journal to you, because that one was kind of a waste. Instead, I should open one of these peanut bar things. No, we'll do that on the next video. Until then, don't ASMR and drive.